Right, hi everyone. It's Open Composites here. As you know, we've got a fishing match planned for the 2nd of August. I'm here with Steve Davis from No Limits Baits. At Stansted Angling. Hi, Steve. You're an experienced match angler.
I just want to say that a lucky one as well.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Just want to get your take on Clavering Lakes. Well, your experience.
Clavering, as far as I'm concerned, was one of the original commercial match lakes. Introduced carp fishing to people. If you're going to fish it, there's two ways you can approach it. One, you could fish for the silvers. You could fish for the skimmers, the roach, the rudd, such like, which is going to involve ground bait, little and often, maggots on the hook, sweet corn on the hook. As soon as you start seeing the carp moving into your swim, you're probably going to start thinking about catching them, because for every 30 roach, one carp will weigh the same amount. And depending on the weather, with the way the temperatures have been, I would suggest your best approach will be to get the carp on the surface. And the way to do that is by feeding small amounts of pellet. People make the mistake, they've got 20, 30 carp on the surface in their swim. They make the mistake of feeding great big handfuls. You're doing that, you're giving them too many free options and reducing the chance of them taking your hook bait. Feed 5 or 6 pellet at a time on the surface and make them compete for the bait.
Yeah.
That way you can flick your bait beyond them, look for the biggest pair of lips, quite literally, and pull it in. Now, this is the most important bit. A lot of people will snatch. As soon as the carp takes the bait, invariably, if you've got them close to the bank, they'll be facing you when they take your hook bait. Okay? A lot of people make the mistake. As soon as the carp gets its lips around the bait, they strike, and you pull the bait and they hook straight through, straight out. What you need to do is hold that pole with both hands and wait. As the fish turns, then you strike and you hook them in the side of the mouth. It's a lot more easy to unhook them, a lot more easy to control them. It's a safer hook hold, better for the fish, better for you.
Yeah, that's good. You mentioned the pole. What about the newbies that don't have poles and they've only just got a coarse fishing rod? What do you say?
You can still fish on the surface. You might, with a rod and reel, you can use a small float, small little dumpy float, with about 2 foot of line. That gives you a little bit of casting ability. Remember, these carp will come within 3 or 4 metres of the bank, so it'll be really easy to catch these carp on the surface on a rod and reel. In fact, a lot of self-respecting, serious carp commercial water match anglers do actually use a rod and reel. Kenny Farrell, for argument's sake, locally has been very, very successful in the commercial market on these carp waters, and he quite often uses a rod and reel. If they're further out, you've got no choice. You've got to use a rod and reel. So you're not at a disadvantage having a rod and reel as opposed to a pole.
Yeah.
What you will need is a rod that's going to stand up to catching 3 and 4 pound carp.
Yeah.
To be fair, most reasonable waggler rods nowadays are designed with commercial waters with 3, 4, 5, 6 pound carp in mind, and have the wherewithal, the strength to be able to handle those.
Yeah.
So just run through it again quickly. Maggots and sweet corn and such like on the bottom, for your silverfish, for your skimmers, your rudd, your roach. Carp, invariably this time of the year they're going to be up on the surface. You're going to be using floating pellet, you're going to be using a pellet on the hook. There's various ways in which you can put that bait, the pellet on. You can buy pre-tied rigs that actually have a small elastic band, or you can buy drilled pellets. Same process, you use them on a conventional hair rig. The best approach probably, and the most commonly used, is to use the banded rigs. And they're not much more expensive than buying a normal pack of hooks. I think you get 8.
That's excellent. One last point to wrap up. This may be the first match for some of these people attending. What would your advice, for an experienced man be, that's, to the person who's doing a match for the very first time?
Well, I can tell you the advice I got. I fished my first match when I was 14, and I was told by all in sundry, go and enjoy yourself. If you don't enjoy yourself, you won't fish normally. if you enjoy yourself, you'll be able to fish naturally. Quite often you'll get people will get nervous in a match. As soon as it's competition, they'll get nervous and they'll forget the basics. Don't forget the basics. Simple rules of fishing, most important rules to being successful. Keep it simple, don't get lazy.
That's excellent, Steve. Thanks a lot for your advice.
You're welcome.
Steve Davis from No Limits Bay at Stansted Angling. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.